what are the features and benefits that Red Hat Linux 6.0 is going to provide. All these things we will be discussing here. So when I'm talking about Red Hat Linux, okay, Red Hat Linux is an operating system. The Linux is an operating system that is assembled by a company called Red Hat and was a popularly Linux-based operating system. It is a popularly Linux-based operating system, right? So when I'm saying it is popularly Linux-based operating system, so you know that, and it is not a free of cost. It is a commercial operating system. And when I'm talking about Linux, the earlier release of Red Hat Linux were called Red Hat Commercial Linux. Okay, and Red Hat first published the software on November 3rd, 1994 onwards. They started. So Red Hat started publishing it from this year, but Red Hat Linux, the Linux was in the market from 1991 only. Okay, getting it? So it was introduced somewhere in 1991. Okay, and this is the information. So basically, when Red Hat was providing the software into the market, okay, it used to provide two types of operating system. One is desktop version, another one is server version, right? But later on, what it did is it has totally converted this desktop and total server into Red Hat enterprise level Linux. It has been okay. So enterprise level means it is providing all the software into one DVD. It's up to you how you want to use it. Either you can use it as a workstation or either you can use it as a server. It's up to you how you want to use it. Okay. Now let me give you the detailed information about the versions that is available. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 3 was introduced somewhere in 2003, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 4 is introduced somewhere in 2005, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 5 is introduced somewhere in 2007. Okay, and 6 was introduced somewhere in 2010, and 7 somewhere at the half of 2013. That is nothing but somewhere November or December they introduced this 2013. Okay, and you know that whenever it may be any vendor, not only I'm talking about Linux, it may be Unix or Windows or any other thing. Whenever they first release the operating system into the market, first they are going to release a beta version into the market. So you know why they release the beta version? Because you know when it comes to the when they release any operating system, by default it's a new one, so it may have a lot of bugs, it may have a lot of errors. Okay, so when they release the beta version into the market, so they will provide us exactly, they will be providing a 12 months of beta version. Okay, so within this 12 months, so many like technical experts or even IBM technical team, and when the beta version comes out, like you, like me, there are so many technical people, they will be using it, and they come across some bugs, they come across some errors, they try to inform this information to Red Hat. Okay, and Red Hat is going to do some R&D on that, they are going to fix it. So like this beta version, whatever they are releasing, it will be available for us for 12 months. After exactly 12 months, they are going to release the exact version and release of Red Hat Linux into the market. Okay, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux is a high-performance operating system that has delivered outstanding values to the IT environment. It has delivered outstanding values to the IT environment for nearly 2 decades. So it is just written here as a 2 decades. It's been more than 2 decades. Okay, getting it. So because 1994 to what we say 1994 to 2004, 2004 to 2014, almost 22 years. It is happening. The Linux operating system is available in the market. And you know, as the world's most trusted IT platform, Red Hat Enterprise Linux has been deployed in a mission-critical application at global stock exchanges, financial institutions, leading telecoms, animation studios, and it also powers the websites of some of the most recognizable and global retail brands. Okay, So this is the information how it is going to. Okay, so I have just mentioned only some of the um, organizations that use Linux, but right now what it comes to any environment you go. It may be a small environment, it may be a big environment, even it may be enterprise level business computing applications, even that is also supported with Linux. Understand? So this is all about the information. Understand? Getting it? So this is all about where the Linux is used. Okay, getting it? So this is the information.
So Red Hat,
Right? Now when I'm talking,
sorry,
Tom, please.
Red Hat Linux 7th version hasn't been released or what till now?
Red Hat Linux 7 is released somewhere long back, but still it is not used in real times.
So
Okay,
isn't
okay. I am not saying it is not used. It is used. Okay, but it is not that much used as 6.0. Okay, because when we want to work with 7.0, we need the resources to administrate. We need resources who have a very good picture on 7.0. Okay, till somewhere it is 2013 it got released. Somewhere in 2014 they have released the exact version of Red Hat 7. Okay, getting it. Now, when I'm talking in the market, still the people are using 5.3, 5.6, 5.9, and 6.0, 6.2, 6.5, 6. Right? Getting it. And 7, very rarely. If you have 1,000 servers, you will find only a 5%. That is nothing but a 30 or 40 machines that will be having with 7.0. Okay, so there is no large level implementations are going on 7.0. It will take another 1 or 1.5 year time to go into total implementation of 7.0. Okay, because the client never take headaches even when immediately the vendor provides 7.0. Okay, so it should prove itself, right? It should be in a market. It should prove itself that it is a consistent operating system. It's a bug free. It's error free, right? See, for example, I'm using SAP on 6.5 and I want to migrate it to 7.0 because it is having some features. Okay, so when I'm migrating, it may not work properly. Yes or no? Getting it? So this will be a problem. That's the reason. So it will, any client who want to use the latest version, really they take some time, and until unless it is not becoming a stable and it doesn't prove itself that it is a consistent operating system, bug free, error free, okay, then the clients, the customers start using it. Understand? So this is the way.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's very important thing. Most of the people they run behind the new versions, new technology. Yes, it is not nothing wrong be running behind the new thing, but learning new things is not at all a problem. It is good because we should be always updated. We should be one step forward all the time, right? But when it comes to the real-time environments, really they will be one step back when it comes to the real-time environment. Okay, getting it. So there's a thing happens here. Clear? So it will really take another 1 year to maybe by 2016 end the people start very effectively 7.0. Okay, getting it, or they may release something called 7.1 or 7.2 in the market. They start using that. Okay, so still that whatever the bugs or errors is maximum, they will fix it up by the release 1 or release 2. Then the people started. Even Red Hat Linux 6 also same thing happened. When 6.0 got released in the market, it was having a lot of problems. So slowly they fix the problems from 6.0 to 6.1, 6.1 to 6.2. From 6.2 it became a very consistent. Okay, 6.3 is very consistent, 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, like this. Okay, so this is the things. Now, when we talk about Red Hat Enterprise Linux, delivers high performance, reliability, and security, and it is certified by the leading hardware and software vendors. So, what do you mean by leading hardware? What is mean by leading hardware? Okay, so when I'm saying Leading hardware is nothing but whatever the hardware vendors we find in the real time. That is nothing but we see IBM, we see HP, we see Dell, we see Oracle. Okay. Apart from this, there are so many vendors we have. We really doesn't know their names also. All these hardware vendors are certified by the IBM. That means you can install the, certified by the Red Hat, and you can install with Red Hat Linux operating system on any hardware. I'm not saying this is a physical or virtual or cloud, anywhere you can do it. And when we talk about software vendors, you know, most of the software vendors are certified with Red Hat. So when I say most of the software vendors are certified by the Red Hat, like when you googling some software in the Google, right? You will find some software. You want to test it. You immediately install on Windows and you try to test it out. Yes or no? After the Windows, the other operating system is Linux. So you can install the same kind of softwares on the Linux because vendor is providing a support to it. So you can install it, you can test it, you can see how it is working. Based on that you can buy. Okay, and scales from the workstation, server, and mainframes. Okay, scales from the workstations, servers, and mainframes. It is going to scale. It is going to work on servers, workstation, mainframe, everything, and provides a consistent application environment across the physical, virtual, and the cloud deployments. Across the physical, virtual, and cloud deployments.
Okay.
Everywhere it is found.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Does
Yes,
the
please.
legacy servers still use the older versions of Linux?
Which servers?
The older servers, like which are not in use at the moment, like
I'm telling you, still in the environment, if you see some very big environment, there you can see Red Hat Linux 4.3 also still in use.
okay, does they get support?
No, because Red Hat will raise their hands. Clearly they mention whenever it comes to the any operating system, it has some life. After that life is been done, they will just declare the end of the life and they will raise their hand. There is no support. Really, there is no support.
Okay.
Okay, the vendor, the clients are running this environment with risk because okay, fine, you will say that Red Hat will come itself and he will say that you tell me what I want to, I will do free of cost for you. Red Hat will say that I will do free of cost for you. You tell me I will migrate this 4.3 to 6.4 or 6.5 or 6.6, right? But still, when the client is not ready to take it, because the application is a very old application. Okay, so it is working only, it only supports 4.3 only. Okay, so they don't want to migrate it to somewhere called 6.0 or 5.0 or 7.0,
Because it's
right?
not that easy to migrate now. So
Yes, yes.
because
They are only talking about the operating system. What about my application? It has been developed by my company developers long back. Right now, there is no support team for that application. It is running long back. It is just running like this. We are just utilizing it. That's it. We are just seeing when it will die, then we will think about that. Till that, let it run.
okay, so
Yes or
even
no?
even they won't support for even Linux fifth means the earlier version like RHEL 5. Once they release
That's
the
what I am telling you,
they,
right? See, Red Hat only thinks about the operating system only.
yeah, even
They never think about the application that is running on my machine. They will say, I will support. But will they develop any module for the application to support 5.0 or 6.0? No. Yes or no?
yeah.
Right. So Red Hat will only say, boss, you take care of application, I will take care of OS. Okay, I will say there is no one needs to take care of my application. You forget about your upgradation.
Okay.
Yes or no? If something is running fine without a single rupee, I am not investing on that, and it is in return back I am earning lakhs of rupees on that application. What is the use of you again upgrading it?
Okay.
Yes, right. What you understood, right?
Yeah.
Getting it? What is the use of upgrading it? Even if I'm not upgrading also, it is working fine. Leave it about support. I know what, if any problem comes, I know what I have to do. That is a different scenario. But still it is earning, right? From last 5 years, I'm getting the money on that. Even I'm putting thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees on new version, still I'm not able to earn that much money, but the old version which is making me to earn lakhs of rupees. Yes or no? It's very consistent, it's very good. You know, the older operating system, the older applications are really, I will tell you, it's a bug-free, problem-free, error-free applications. Okay, they used to do very consistently, the development used to happen, you know. Take an example, if I'm talking about from Red Hat version 3 to version 4, version 5 to version 6, you see the differences. Can you see this? Understand?
Yeah.
Getting it? But when you talk about Red Hat Enterprise Linux first released in 1994, 1994 to 2003, almost 9 years. In these 9 years, they released only 2 versions. You see that? Getting it? But whereas you see from 2003 to 2010, they released 4 releases, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So a lot of gap you have, you know. So that means you can understand here the older versions, whatever they used to release in the market, they used to test for 1 time, 2 time, 100 times they used to test in all the ways, and they used to release the product into the market. Understand? If right now if I talk to anyone, they will say, is there any software which is bug free? Yes. Is there any software which is error free?
No.
Is there any operating system which is not having vulnerability? Yes. They will talk like this, really, I'm telling you. And you know, there is one vendor called VMware, you know that?
Yeah.
They frankly display their problems in their website. They release the newsletter for that, you know, proudly. They will release a newsletter for that saying that for this problem, this is a solution. For this problem, still we didn't find a solution. Please take care.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
Getting it? So they are only cautioning us. Don't drag the problem to this problem. So take care. Be cool. Okay, if you have this kind of problem, even I don't have a solution. We are working on that. It will take some time. Right? Sometime means how much time? 1 day, 2 day? No, there is no time limit. Okay, then how come the people are paying lakhs of rupees, millions of rupees to buy this VMware product? Very costly, you know, VMware. They are providing license per processor, per CPU. You know that? I'm not talking about per server. They are providing licensing per CPU. Getting it? So like this they are working. It's very, very expensive, very, very costly. Okay. So how they are doing it? Yes, we can't do anything. They are frankly telling the problem. There are some vendors, they raise their hands. They raise their hands. This problem. So we will see. We will see. That's it. They even not say they know that this problem will come, but they still don't have a solution for it. We have to wait. Nothing can be done. You know, I will tell you one thing. You're talking about Oracle, you're talking about AIX, you're talking about Red Hat. Sometimes Red Hat doesn't know what to do if the issue is there. They ask you to reboot the server. That's it. You know that? Very simple. They will say, okay, they will simply say that this process got hanged because of this reason server is hanged. So what I have to do now? They will simply say that there is no other reason, there is no other alternative. Please reboot the machine. That's it. So you were not going to expect this kind of answers from the client. You will think something big. Oh, client, he will save me like anything. Rebooting, everyone know, right? Okay, I will tell you 80% of problems resolves when you reboot the machine. You know that? 80% of problems.
Yeah.
I will tell you recently I come across one company, you know AT&T?
US
AT&T,
network.
US AT&T, networking.
Yeah.
Okay, they are the big partners to the Oracle. Okay, they use more number of Solaris boxes there. On Solaris, there is one virtualization concept called zones. They are using that zone. One of the zone got hanged. Okay, so when the zone got hanged, and the student, I mean the person who is working there, he is my student, he just sent me a snapshot of the particular problem. I looked in, but I am not able to find the solution. I asked him to just contact the Oracle technical support. When he contacted Oracle technical support, they just gave an answer that you please reboot your physical machine, that everything will come up on, no issues. After rebooting the machine, if anything happens, I am there to look after, but right now there is no solution for this problem. Understand? So that's it. And you know, they were struggling from last 15 days to solve this problem. The people are struggling like anything from 15 days to solve this problem, but still they doesn't have a solution for it. When they contact Oracle, because finally they have to contact vendor only, right? Because we have a support. When you contact the Oracle vendor, they immediately say within 5 minutes they give an information saying that please take a downtime and reboot the machine. That's it. It comes online. That's it, Hidat. You know, again to get a downtime, it took another 5 days. You know, Oracle simply said to reboot the machine, but client is not ready to give me the downtime. Understand? So the administrator has to wait for 5 days to get a downtime. Understand? This kind of issues will happen in the real times. So that is the reason administration is nothing but it is a work with patience. You have to perform this task only with the patient. You know, you use chmod command, right? We discussed chmod command, chown command. So what is the purpose of chmod? We will try to change the permissions. Chown is nothing but we will change the ownership. Yes or no? So basically, when you want to change the ownership, when you want to change the permission, sometimes you need to wait for 1 week, 10 days also to get a NOC, to get a what we say, to get an permission or to get an NOC, no objection certification from the client to change that particular permissions. We have to wait for 1 week also. Okay, if he's a little bit typical guy, if he doesn't understand what we are saying, and it's a big problem to us. He never give an approval to us to change the permission. Okay, so you will see such a kind of guys also in the on-sites, people who are working. We have to give them explanation saying that we want the permission, we want to require a small change we have to do for this, we have to do this, and they didn't understand it, so they will keep it in a hold. Every day you have to pay, every day you have to pay. Understand? So this happens in more in the banking sectors, you know, when you go for financial and when you go for stock exchanges, data centers, so it happens more like this. Okay, so you have to run only small command. It will not take even 1 minute to run that command. Okay, you have a clear picture what you're doing it, but still you need to take an approval from your clients, your managers. This is very, very important. Understand? Clear?
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Any doubts here?
No.
So real time means because I think you are already working, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know like what kind of environment is your, but when you are working with some big projects, really it's a headache process. Okay. So when the issue comes, like you know, we will throw stones on some other person, right? Like this only the tickets will be thrown between the two groups, two departments.
Yeah.
It's not my ticket, it's not my ticket, it's not my ticket, it's not my ticket. Application guy will say that your OS problem, OS guy will be saying the application problem.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the reason nowadays people, when the client is recruiting a database guy, application guy or OS guy, they asking you about everything. If a OS guy has been hired, he should have a knowledge about database. If application guy has been hired, he should have a knowledge of OS. Then the two people can coordinate, they can resolve the problem. Understand? So like this is why the people are wanted this kind of person because of these reasons. Now you can't do this kind of things, you know. The client directly asks you, you are having the knowledge of OS, let him explain, right? Let you explain what's the problem happening. And even the OS guy also will be asked the same thing. You have a knowledge about application, explain them, right? What's the problem? If it is not in your range, let's guide them. Right? So this is a very important thing. Okay. So this is the things. And when we talk about the key attributes here, and stable and trusted platform. So basically, you know, Red Hat Linux is stable and it is trusted. That's the reason it is more used in the real time. And flexibility about the file systems, flexibility about the disks, flexibility about the resources. Everywhere it is flexible. Okay, an integrated KVM. What is this KVM? You know, right now we are using VMware Workstation. Is VMware Workstation is free? No, it is a product of VMware. We have to buy a license for it. It is not free of cost, right? So when you are using Linux, on Linux also you can put VMware, but it is not free. We have to buy it. So it is an extra cost to the company. Instead of VMware, the Red Hat Linux is providing a built-in tool called KVM. That is called kernel virtual machine, right? So it is working. It is works same as a VMware workstation, but in VMware workstation you can install Linux, Windows, Solaris, DOS, some other operating system. But when it comes to a KVM, we can install all versions of Linux and all versions of Windows. Okay, you can create a virtual machines for Linux and Windows, and you can run these virtual machines. So this is one of the biggest advantage, and it is free of cost. No need to even put 1 rupee to buy this KVM software. Okay, and next it is scalable and performance. Scalability and performance is good, and we have a good security, and it supports across the physical, virtual, and cloud deployments. Okay, so this is all the advantages, how it is going to. Is this clear? Okay, and whenever you are going with Red Hat Linux, already we have seen installation. So on this particular DVD, you will be having 3,768 packages we have. And apart from 3,700 packages, 3,700 plus packages, we also have something called add-ons. Basically, when you go for other flavors of Unix operating system, these add-ons are not provided with the operating system. We need to download it from the website, and you have to install and you have to configure it. For example, we have a concept called high availability. High availability is nothing but cluster. So you know what is cluster? The two machines that provides one single service is called cluster. Understand? So when you want to when you want to configure something called Red Hat clusters, no need to go to the Red Hat site to download the packages. It is readily available with your operating system DVD, and you can just install this add-on with the name called high availability add-on, or you can install something called load balancer, or you can install this resell and storage, this add-on, and that's it. You can use all these packages for configuring clusters. And you know, here in Red Hat Linux you will find two types of clusters here. A cluster which is also called load balancer. You know what is load balancer?
Yeah.
Okay, if a load is more on the one node, it will try to share with another node. If other node is having a more load, it will try to share with other node, right? Take a small example of a web server. You know web server, right? So where you're going to put the web pages. Take an example of Google. You know how much load you have on the Google server? You know, when you open by default browser, okay, by default the browser is going to by default hits the Google. Yes or no? Because the default page of the browser is set it as google.com. That's the reason. So that means there are millions of people who will be opening the browser by default, or wantedly, or they need it, or by default it is going to hit the Google only. So that means there will be huge traffic, there will be huge hits to the Google. Right? Now I will ask you one thing, what kind of server configurations they are using to support this many millions of hits? Okay, what type of server they are using? Supercomputers, or what kind of computers they are using? No, they're not using any kind of supercomputers. They are using only normal servers only, but there they are using something called load balancer concept. They will configure 20-30 machines, and the load will be split across these 20-30 machines, high-end machines. Understand? So this will be there. Okay, and high availability is nothing but this is a different cluster, and these clusters can be configured as an active passive cluster or active active cluster. Understand? So this is the information how it is going to work, and we have something called scalable file system. You know that when we were discussing about Linux installation, basically we went with the ext4 file system. It is a default file system in Linux. Apart from ext4 file system, we also have another advanced file system that is called XFS, that is called scalable file system. And because ext4 is having some drawbacks, and to overcome that drawbacks, even for Red Hat 6.6 or from Red Hat 6.0 onwards also, XFS can be made as default file system. Okay, but you need to choose this file system at the time of installation. Understand? So this is the thing how it is going to work. And high performance network. Okay, and on this all comes under scalable add-ons. Understand? So this is the thing, right? And now I'm going to give you total features of operating system. When I say features, a feature of summary, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6, and this is the architecture it is going to support. It is going to support 32-bit, 64-bit IBM Power and IBM Z series it is going to support, and supports the storages like FC. You know, FC is nothing but SAN. Okay, it supports SAN, it supports iSCSI, it supports NAS, it supports the hard disk types, everything it is going to support. And when I talk about network support, basically it supports the network support here 10 Mbps to 10 Gbps, and it also supports InfiniBand support, and it has a built-in virtualization is there that is only called KVM kernel virtual machine. And apart from this, we also have add-ons that is available on the machine. Okay, these are all things. So all these things you're going to get, it is going to support for Red Hat Linux 6. And now we are going to discuss about technical specifications, or we can say technical limitations, we will say. So when I'm talking about architecture wise, you have to see the limitation x86 and x86 underscore 64-bit and power and jet system. Okay, so when I'm talking about x86, it's nothing but 32-bit machine. It supports 32 CPUs and it supports 16 GB of RAM. Okay, but you know this kind of architecture nowhere in the industry is used, because totally 32-bit machines got outdated from the environment. Okay, in the place of a 32-bit machine, everything got replaced with 64-bit machines. Okay, so when I talk about x86 64-bit machine, this is the CPUs that it has been supported. That is nothing but 128 to 4096. This many CPUs it is going to support, and minimum is 128 and maximum is 4096, and the memory 2 TB to 64 TB it is going to support. Okay, and when I'm talking about power, it is going to support up to 128 CPUs and memory is 2 TB. Okay, when I talk about system Z, it is going to support 64 processors and it is going to support 3 TB of memory. Understand? So this is the way how it is going to work. Understand? So this is a technical limitation by the architectures is going to support. And nowadays we are using more is x86 underscore 64-bit is more used in the markets. Okay, and this is a file system support that is going to help us. So when I'm talking about file systems, so maximum file system size, so it is going to support what you say, we have a ext2, ext3, ext4, but ext2, ext3 got outdated. So when I talk about ext3, extended file system version 3, it supports 16 TB. ext4 also supports 16 TB, but XFS, that is called scalable file system, it supports about 100 terabyte of file system. And when I talk about GFS, that is called global file system, it is majorly used for clusters. Global file systems are majorly used for cluster environment. Okay, so when you are going to configure a two-node cluster that is called data clusters, and you want the common, you want to make that the data, you want to make sure that the data should be accessed by the two nodes at the same time, then we have to go with GFS, that's global file system. Understand? So this is the information how it is going to work. Clear? So this is all the information how it is going to work. Done, right?
Yeah.
Any doubts still here?
No, but
So this is, I mean, this is only the information about the, I mean, to say limitations or the benefits and the features and the support it is going to be provided by the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6. Okay, so this is things, right? Now we will be seeing something about installation here. So when I'm talking about installation, you know that when you want to install Linux operating system, you can install the Linux operating system using GUI and using CLI. Okay, so how do we install this operating system using GUI and using CLI? Let me show you. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to show you how you're going to install operating system in command line here and using graphic mode. You know, when you power on the machine, you have to get into the BIOS. You know that. So because why we get into the BIOS? To make the first boot device as a CD-ROM. Because if you want to boot from the DVD, definitely we have to do that. So go to the BIOS and make the first boot device as a DVD. And once you make the CD or DVD as the first boot device, just press F10 and just save it. So once you save it, now the system starts booting from the DVD, right? Can you see this? So when it boots from the DVD, and you see there is a first option that is being selected here that is called install or upgrade an existing system. And you see at the bottom, there is some auto boot timeout is going on. So it is going to provide a 60 seconds timeout, and within the 60 seconds, you're not doing anything. It by default goes with the first two option, and by default it will go with the graphic installation. Okay, getting it? So already we have seen how to go with the graphic installation. Just select the first one. It just go with the graphic. That means it is going to provide you a Java console from where you can install the operating system installation. Okay.
Yeah.
So let us see here. So you can just say skip here. Once you say skip, because it is asking you to test the media, but you know that ISO image, no need to test it out. If it is really a physical media, definitely we need to test it out. Okay, so this is something called graphic mode, right? So you have to just say next, 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 and you have to install it. But if you want to perform installation in command line, what you have to do? I'm just restarting the machine here. So when I restart the machine, so you see here, it is giving again. It came to the welcome to the Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and it is on the install or an upgrade an existing system, and there is some default automatic timeout is going on. Okay, and there you see it is asking press tab to edit the options. Can you see this? So if you want to go with the command line, first you have to press on tab. So when you press the tab, it will come to this prompt. Can you see this? VM linxz init.rd is equals to init.rd.image. Okay, here you have to just say text, or you have to say Linux text. You have to say Linux text. When you just say Linux text, then it will just boot and perform the installation in text mode or command mode. Okay, so I'm going to press an enter here. Whenever I press an enter here, then that's it. This is the way. So you will see a blue screen with some text, and that will be totally command line. So I'm just going to skip this, and you will get the same kind of blue screen
Yeah.
for installation. So this is how it looks. Can you see this? A blue screen with a small wizard. You have to say, okay, welcome to the Red Hat Linux. You can select the language. You can select the keyboard, attach it to your computer, type, all those things you can do in command. So whatever the steps we have performed in graphic mode, the same steps can be performed.
Yeah.
in command line. Getting it? So this is right. But you know, when I'm talking about you may install in graphic mode or command line. Okay, so when it comes to the software selection, we will be just selecting basic server, and the installation process, it may be graphic or command line. When you select the basic server, it installs all the packages. Okay, it installs the minimum package, not all the packages. It is going to install the minimum packages that will allow your machine to boot and run the operating system with basic packages. And these basic packages never provide a graphic environment. There will be a black screen with white letters, remember that. Okay, for example, I will tell you, it looks like this. When I just power on this machine, you will see the screen, how it looks. So it looks like this. Can you see this? So whenever you install the operating system with the basic server, so you're going to see the information of this. Okay, so this is the way how it is going to work.
So if we do
Hmm?
it in command line, we will be getting this one like.
No, I am not saying command line, I am not saying graphic mode. That is only at the time of installation I am telling you. After installing, how you will get command line, how you will get this text mode, based on the software selection it will get.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I am telling you, right? When you are installing operating system, it will ask you for software selection, and by default it will select as a basic server. If you go with the basic server, you will get this kind of screen. If you select the desktop, you will get a graphic environment.
Okay.
Understand? So that's what I'm telling you. The selection based on the software selection, you will be able to switch whether you can go with the command, you can go with graphics or some other thing. But this is only at the time of installation I'm telling you. The installation time you want to go with graphic mode or command and you're selecting here.
Okay.
Getting my point. Okay. Even I'm going with command line, I will select desktop. Then it has to install graphic software, right? It
Yeah.
will come graphic mode. Yes. So this is the thing. Right? Understood, right? So
Yeah.
this is the major differences between graphic mode and command line right now. Okay. So now you got the total information how the operating system installation happens from command line to graphic mode, all this thing. And we can install the Linux operating system using different methods. Like we can install operating system using CD and DVD. You can install with ISO image, and you can install with USB. So using installing with CD or DVD is a default method, because vendor is going to provide me the operating system with help of CD and DVD, and you are going to install operating system with help of CD and DVD. It's a default one. And ISO image, yes, nowadays because we are using more virtual machines, VMware or some other virtual machines, so we will be downloading the software from the Red Hat site or some other site using it will be an ISO image, and we will be doing it. And we also have a concept called USB. USB stands for pen drive, flash drives, because basically USB is not provided by the vendor, so we are going to make this pen drives as a bootable drives. And these bootable drives allow us to install the operating system from you can boot and you can install it. This is the advantage. Okay, and when I talk about via network, when I say about via network, so we have a concept called kickstart installation. So why we have to install via network? Is there any importance installing with via network? See, you can install one machine or two machines with the help of CD or a DVD with the help of ISO image or USB pen drive. Okay, if I'm having hundreds of machines and I want to perform installation by customizing the parameters and all these things, and we can perform installation with the help of Kickstart network installation. Understand?
Yeah.
Getting it? Okay, and you know that when you are installing operating system on the hundreds of clients, this client doesn't have a monitor, it doesn't have a keyboard, it doesn't have a mouse. Okay, it is just a box. Okay, so you have to install the operating system with the help of Kickstart. And using this Kickstart, of course, I am telling you network installation. So Kickstart is one server. We are going to configure one machine as a Kickstart installation server to install without accessing the physical hardware of the machine. So Kickstart can be install operating system more than one at a time. Okay, so basically we have FTP, HTTP, and NFS installations will be there. So when I say FTP, HTTP, NFS, so basically this is a network services that we are going to use to configure on the Kickstart server to push the operating system from this Kickstart server to the hundreds of clients. There will be a concept called push and pull concepts will be there. Okay, so all the time, if it is a new server, the Kickstart server will push the operating system and it will install on hundreds of clients at a time. Okay, but you know that when we are configuring Kickstart, it can be configured in two methods. It can be semi-automated and it can be fully automated. So if you want to configure fully automated, and you should configure PXE boot environment. You know what is PXE? PXE stands for pre-execution boot environment it is called. So it is a feature of NIC card. It is a feature of NIC card. NIC card means network interface card. Okay, it is not a feature of Linux. Okay, of course, there is a feature, there is some package, there is one service to configure PXE boot. But if you configure only on server, how my client is going to identify that? So on the client machines, on the target machines, we have a network interface card. On the network interface card, we have a PXE boot feature will be enabled. This PXE boot has a feature to contact the Kickstart server and it will try to install the operating system. Understand? So of course, when we will discuss about Kickstart server, so we will be discussing more about this installation, because right now we are just performing installation with the help of CD and DVD, not with the Kickstart. Why? Because if you want to really work with Kickstart, you should know so many services, you should know how the YAM is going to work, you should know how the FTP is going to work, you should know how this PXE boot is going to work, all these things we need to know. So that's the reason we are going to discuss this Kickstart somewhere at the end of the training.
Okay.
Understand? So this is the thing, right? Up to here you understood, right? Why we go for Kickstart installation?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is the thing happens, right? So when I'm talking about Kickstart, this is all the information, but still, I'm asking you one more doubt. I got an information saying that I have to install 100 target machines. 100 machines are the new machines. Is a Dell and HP machines are there. So on the data center, they kept every server into the rack, all the servers into the rack, and they just connected the network cables. They just put the power cables into the power supplies and they left. Okay, and I got a ticket saying that we have to install the operating system, right? So when I'm saying like we have to install the operating system on these 100 client machines, already the Kickstart server is configured, but the Kickstart server will push the operating system onto all these 100 clients when it is powered on, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 100 clients need to be powered on. Okay, so how do you power on it? How you will power on it? You are not in the data center, and there is no administrator right now available in the data center to help you or to power on it. Okay, fine, he powered on it. Okay, fine, it is doing something. It will connect to the Kickstart server and it will install. Okay, but it is not powered on, right? So how you are going to do this? And it is not near to you. It is located in some other database, some other data center. It is located in some other state or some other country. Then what we will do? Yes.
Yeah.
Can we connect a machine with me? It is not powered on. Can you connect your laptop when it is not powered on?
No.
Can you connect your server which is not powered on?
No.
Up to your knowledge, no, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
No, we can't.
But it is yes. Yes, we can.
Is it using this
Yes.
Kickstart installation again?
No, no.
Still they need to be.
Kickstart will work when it is powered on.
Yeah.
Okay, Kickstart will not go into that server and it will not wake up that server. Forget about that option.
Okay.
Okay, so I am telling you, without powering on the machine, can we connect that machine? Can we power on that machine? I'm sitting in India. My data center is located in UK. And from here, can I connect the machine which is not powered on? Yes, we can connect. But you will ask me how?
Yes.
With the help of server console. With the help of server console. Okay. Did you look anytime Dell servers or HP servers? Physical servers. Did you look into the Google? Did you went into the Dell sites anytime?
No.
No. You're working, then you didn't visit anytime. Dell ID rack. So when I'm talking, this is a Dell server. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, it is clearly written there. It is ID rack. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is a normal NIC card. Can you see this is a 4 or normal NIC card? This works only when you install the operating system. But when you just plug in the power cable into this power supply, when you just put a network cable here and it contains one default IP address, and using the default IP address to the browser, you can connect here. And we can uh, we will have some options to power on this machine. Yes, we can power on it. Understand? So like a Dell server is going to contain ID rack. Okay, like this only HP server is going to contain low. HP server is going to contain what?
Low.
Low. LOM stands for light uh, light out manager. Okay, getting it? LOM stands for light out manager. ID rack stands for integrated Dell remote access console. Understand? So this is the things. This is the way how it is going to work. Can you see this?
Yeah.
This is the things. Okay. So this green color, whatever you are seeing, that is called remote access console. Okay. Sometimes in some Dell servers, if you don't port, okay, in this port, the first one will become a ID rack. You know that? Okay. So this is the way how it is going to go. Clear? Understood.
Yeah.
So this is the information. Okay, so this is very important to understand, to know about this. Okay, without knowing this, even you should have a knowledge about hardware also, remember that. So you see, you have to see this kind of images. Can you see this is a Dell PowerEdge R72. This is something mid-range server. It is not mid-range, it is something like high-end server. And you see in front of this, I'm having totally 8 disks. Totally, they are all SAS disks. I have a DB router. This is IP address. Everything you can see here. So you have to look into this kind of images to understand about the hardware. Understand? Getting it? So it's very important things. Okay. See, as a administrator, it is not important. It is you're not. Don't think only about the what you say operating system only. You should also something think about the hardware. You should also think about the tools. You should think about the network. Everything you have to think about. Understand? Very important things. Because basically the operating system will be run on the server, and it's a basic thing for administrator to understand how this remote consoles are going to work. And you see what are the things we can do with the remote console. You can see in this image. Understand? So these are all very important things. you have to see. Clear? Understood?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the thing. Yes, you're asking something?
No, no, no.
Okay, so what I will do is I'm going to stop here. Tomorrow we will be discussing the hardware, the minimum hardware requirements to install Linux, and we will see the practical thing about installation. And if possible, tomorrow I will also show you how this ID rack is going to work. I'm having a Dell server, but right now it is not connected. So tomorrow I will try to configure and make it connect, and I will show you how it is going to work.
Okay.
Okay, so these are all very, very important things that you need to concentrate. Okay, fine. And tomorrow we will be discussing what are the minimum hardware that we require, okay, to install operating system. All these things we will see.
Okay.
So that's it for today's session. So any doubts you can ask me.
Okay. No doubts.
You're following, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are you following? Yes, yes. So that's it
Okay.
for today's session. For example, if I ask you to join after 1 hour, will you join?
Today?
Not today, from tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
8 o'clock like this.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Yeah.
8 to 9. Because I'm having another student, for him also I have to start administration from today only.
Mm-hmm.
So, but his batch is somewhere at 10 o'clock. I will also ask him whether he can join at 8 o'clock. So together we can just,
Yeah, but may not be possible on Fridays because mostly I'm traveling to Hyderabad
oh,
weekends. So
oh, right, right, that's a
I,
problem, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, fine, leave it.
Okay.
Yes, most of the times, okay, no problem, leave it.
Okay.
Hmm? So that's it then. See you.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.